Welcome!
Welcome back to the MegaMart show. Okay, so we recently celebrated Heroes Day. The last episode, you would have seen us going through the store, picking out window shopping, picking out all the things that we needed for our Heroes Day celebrations.
Heroes Weekend.
Heroes Weekend. But can I tell you that it didn't work out for me? Yeah, like many persons, I actually stayed home and tried to rest. I did a lot of things. How about you? Did you get to go on your road trip? Did you meet with your friends? What happened?
No, this year I opted to stay home, and I had a soup and chill girl.
Soup and chill.
I made a big pot of soup because you know, caterer. That's the benefit of being a caterer. When you come to my house, you'll be well fed. So I did a soup, some garlic rolls, and we played taboo. Quite viciously.
Well, I'm a little bit envious, but I am glad for the day. And not only because we get the chance to rest, but because it's a very important day. Not only do we commemorate those who had gone before us and who had fought for us and all those wonderful things, but we actually get to give our present day heroes their flowers. And that is why I love Heroes Day. So, not all heroes wear capes. Some of them actually wear scrubs. Or
jackets.
Jackets. Because we have with us a present day hero, Dr. Kimberley Johnson, who has worked assiduously throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. And we're going to speak to her about her experience in that today.
But before, I'm going to read off her very impressive bio, so you guys can just get familiar with who she is and all of her just awesomeness. So Dr. Johnson is an aesthetic medicine, anti-aging physician, and certified cosmetic injector.
Injector.
Sounds very clinical. She's a graduate of the UWI Mona and has been practicing a medical doctor. She's been a practicing medical doctor for over 7 years and spent many of them in the Jamaican public system. She holds a specialization in epidemiology in public health and certificate in public health in humanitarian crisis, both from Johns Hopkins University. That's a big one. You know, I watch ER, on TV, and that's a big school. And a diploma in leadership and management in health from the University of Washington Department of Global Health. Very good, right? Almost there, guys. Almost done. She went on to do aesthetic dermatologist certification and training in Botox, dermal fillers, and PDO thread lifts. Dr. Johnson has set up an aesthetic medicine practice at Bioregeneration Integrated Medical Center, where she has done training and apprenticeship with anti-aging stem cell pioneer. Dr. Janice Simmons Fisher.
Okay, so welcome, Dr. Kim. It's so nice to have you today.
Thanks for having me.
With all of those aesthetic accolades and practices, I think that probably we're looking at a 6-year-old today, looking like 22.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. She's definitely the perfect ambassador. You are the perfect ambassador for all that you do in anti-aging medicine. So.
Thank you. The aim is to look like this until I'm 60.
Yeah.
So before you were working in aesthetic medicine, you were actually working in the pulmonary department at Chest Hospital?
Yes, I was working in pulmonology at National Chest Hospital, where we were on the front line of COVID-19 from the beginning all the way to where we are now, or before I resigned from the public system.
Oh, wow. So how was that for you?
I will say that period of time was probably the hardest on any doctor or nurse or public health, healthcare worker, physically and emotionally, psychologically. Because outside of the work physically, because working in the public system in Jamaica is hard. It's nothing new. I've worked at KPH, it was hard at KPH. But the toll that COVID took on us went into the realm of emotional and psychological, that was the burden.
But at National Chest Hospital, I'm thinking that you would have been used to treating those kinds of illnesses. It's all about pulmonary.
So yeah, we had a little upper hand in that we're used to treating lung disease. The thing is that COVID-19 was novel, it was new.
Yeah.
And the difference is that the patients with COVID-19 were isolated. So unlike other diseases or other patients on the wards where they could have their relatives visit, when you are admitted for COVID-19, you will never see relatives until you leave. And if you don't get to leave, then that was the last time you'd see your relative.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So you're on the ward with only the other patients and the doctors and the nurses. So you're pretty much alone in your illness, and you're there, you know. So it was a very lonely disease, a very lonely time for both patients and staff.
So as the doctors, you were basically their source of comfort because you were the only person that they saw.
Usually as healthcare workers, we try not to get too personal with patients, you know. We present a more professional front. But in this case, we had to extend ourselves a little more because we're all they had at the time.
Oh, wow.
And that's where passion comes into care. It was not just being a doctor, we were being their family, their friend. And we had to extend that now to their relatives who are on the outside, trying to know what's happening with their loved one on the inside.
So I can imagine that all the doctors and nurses would have to be just to comfort each other because you were isolated when you were home, right?
So when we go home, if we had like a big family, some of the nurses would stay on the hospital compound, or if you had the ability to stay elsewhere, you'd stay away from family. So when we go home, we're not going home to family. So we leave the hospital and we're going home by ourselves because we have to separate from others. So we do have to lean on each other. In that time, we had to lean on our peers or doctors a lot. So it was quite a bit.
You lived with your extended family during the time, or you're by yourself?
So I was by myself. So I would be at the hospital and I'll go home by myself.
Okay.
You know, and you recoup and you go back the next day and you have to put a brave face on and go again.
So I can just imagine the hours that you would have to work.
Yes. I mean, I can't remember a day where we left seeing the sun up.
Oh, wow.
It was always at midnight, and if you're on call, you stay all the way till the next morning, the next day. It was just, you're always at the hospital. So it's pretty much like our home during the pandemic.
Yeah,
you know?
that's brutal.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot of work. But earlier on, you said that before you left the public system, is that the reason why you had left?
I resigned because I think I had done enough. I think I did my part, and it was time to put me first.
Okay.
Because I think I gave a lot to the public system. I wanted to give a lot to the public system because I think they deserved doctors who cared about, you know, cared to give first class healthcare to people who couldn't afford to pay for it. And that's why I went into the public health system.
Okay.
And I think where I left the pandemic, where it was almost dwindling down.
And you fell ill, didn't you?
Yeah, I fell ill during that time as well. And I thought, okay, I think I've given enough. I think it's time to take care of me. So I said I'll scale back. I think where I left it, it was enough. I did enough.
Okay. It's a lot of interesting things that we could talk about COVID-19, but you know, we have to move on. But during that period though, you were sharing a lot of information with the public about COVID-19. Why was that important for you to do?
Because I know that people were afraid. Everybody was afraid.
We were.
Even healthcare professionals were afraid. So like outside of the hospitals, you know, general practitioners weren't really sure who to take into their practices. So persons were scared of how to seek help, where to seek help, what to do. And I thought, okay, I have a platform. Let me guide people. This is what you look out for. If you feel this way, this is where you go for help. This is what you can do at home to monitor yourself. So people can, you know, have this sense of calm and control. And my aim as a physician is not just to spill out, do this, do that, do this. But my motto as a physician is always to empower patients with the tools so they can navigate their own health. And that's what I use my platform to do. And there is so much misinformation flying around.
Always.
And I just felt the need to help people to navigate this difficult time. Okay. So that's why I did that.
And that is so great. We thank you so much for your information, for just sharing with us and for caring about us. We need present day hero. COVID-19 is a heavy topic. So we're just gonna jump into a lighter note right now. You said that, well, she didn't say, but we know that you are into aesthetic medicine, right?
Yes.
And you are all about Skin by Dr. Kim. That's the brand. Tell us about that.
Okay, so during the time when I resigned, I decided, wow, I need to take care of me. So I started, well, I had done a course in aesthetic dermatology because I had very bad skin. And then person said, how did you get your skin to look better? And then, you know, even on my platform, social media platforms, and they said, okay, help us. So I started creating YouTube videos to give tips on how they can help, you know, improve their skin health. And then I said, you know what, maybe I should just go all in. So after doing all these public health degrees and everything and going in one direction, I just turned left.
Found your place.
And then went and did anti-aging training, you know, aesthetic, Botox, fillers, everything. Skincare. And
self-care.
And self-care. And then I joined Dr. Janice Fisher at Bioregeneration, where she is an alternative medicine, integrative medicine, anti-aging physician as well. So it incorporated everything. It incorporated everything. Skincare, just growing older but healthier, and being your best you.
All right, great. That sounds interesting.
I love it.
Where could we find you, and how do we set like an appointment?
So Bioregeneration is located at 15 Haining Road, Kingston 5. So that's in New Kingston. And if you want to call, you can call 565-1168 to make an appointment. And you can follow me on my socials at Kim N. Johnson, and that's on Instagram. You can follow Skin by Dr. Kim on Instagram and Twitter. And I'm always open to answer questions from DMs. You can email me at skinbydrkim@gmail.com as well. I'm always open to answer questions because people always feel like it's so hard to get some help, you know, and I want to try and make it easier.
Right.
And your practice also helps people with long COVID.
Yes.
So it's
So a lot of my patients followed me. A lot of my COVID patients followed me into private practice because I had to follow them up for the long COVID effects. So they still had the chronic fatigue. Some of them had long-term, you know, respiratory issues. And the men, we neglected our men when we forgot to follow them for the erectile dysfunction that came with COVID. So at Bioregeneration, I treat a lot of that as well.
Okay, so it's not only about skin.
It's not just about skin. It's holistic, integrated medicine where we combine the pharmaceutical with a more holistic approach to medicine with vitamins. We take medicine to the cellular level, right? Vitamin infusions. We have the longest standing IV vitamin lounge. You come and rejuvenate, refuel your immune system.
Sounds like the place to be. Sounds like the place to be.
Incorporate diet, lifestyle, exercise, all of this, because health is not just about medicine.
It's not just reactive.
Right. It's not reactive.
Preventative.
And when you incorporate a lifestyle approach, the outcomes are longer lasting and better. Right? So your skin looks better when you treat your body better.
Right. And you feel better overall. It's just we're not just focusing on the skin, right? So we actually have a surprise for you.
In MegaMart style, MegaMart fashion. Drum roll, please.
We are very much appreciative of all the efforts and the services that you had put in throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. All the sacrifices that you made. And so the MegaMart team wants to give you a little bit of a token of our appreciation for being our hero in this present time.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Kim, this is for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
We have this as
Thank you.
We appreciate you and all the work that you've put in. And keep on to do the good work.
All the time. Thank you for having me so much.
It was a pleasure. It really was a pleasure.
All right, thanks.
So,
we're on to the cooking segment.
Sam insisted that we prepare the bread pudding, callaloo, bacon thing.
Zip.
That's what you said last episode.
You're messing up my dish, girl. It's a savory bread pudding.
Savory bread pudding with?
Ackee and bacon.
So what about the callaloo? You said it was going to be callaloo.
I have callaloo here, canned callaloo from the Walker's Wood, which you can do as a variety. If you don't want the bacon, you can do a vegetarian option.
Okay.
Just to show you guys, give you some inspiration. But today I'm featuring, paying homage to our culture for Heroes Weekend, ackee and bacon bread pudding. So think sweet bread pudding, but this is a savory option. It has cheese in there. So it's just, in other words, it's like a ackee and bacon lasagna.
Okay.
Or ackee and bacon pizza, but in a different form.
All right.
You guys are ready to be adventurous with me?
Yeah.
So the basics behind our bread pudding is, you can use basically whatever bread you want, but the trick is to kind of dehydrate a little bit. So stale bread, So that's the advent of bread pudding.
Stale
Back in the
bread.
day, you have bread ends from your sandwiches. You would keep it and use it in bread pudding.
Okay, stale
Or
bread,
in-
but not molded bread.
Not no.
Moldy. Is it moldy or
If it has
molded?
green stuff on there, throw it out.
Okay.
But stale
It
bread, if it's
gotta
in
be
there for a
specific.
while and the bread is like a little hard, then people would repurpose it and use it to make
So
bread
dry,
pudding.
tough bread.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay, great.
You can use
Tough bread
croissant, you can use bagel, you can use, I'm using hard-dough bread today, good old hard-dough bread. And I'm gonna walk you guys through the steps. So this is not stale, obviously. But what you can do, this is a little trick. You're gonna cut up your bread in cubes like this. Stack them so you get, go through it quickly. All right, so what you do, this is a little kitchen hack, a cooking hack. We are gonna toast this up so it gets a little crusty, dehydrated, so that when we add our custard to it, it doesn't soak up too much of it.
Okay.
You don't have the excess moisture.
All right.
So can you grab me a bowl? I did some at home already. I dehydrated some bread, which I have here. You guys hear the crustiness?
Yeah.
It's a little dry, so that's what you want. Perfect.
So
You don't
little
want it to
dry,
be
it's
brown
very dry.
toasted. You don't want it to, that's what we overcooked.
Do not burn the bread,
Don't
basically.
burn the bread. Just dry it out a little bit.
So I'm here for the layman terms.
Dry it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Dry it out. We want dry, tough bread, don't burn it.
All right, so you're gonna butter our little baking pan, which I have here at MegaMart. A variety of these, perfect for to go as well. This is a disposable tin foil loaf pan. So this small one I'm gonna use, we're just gonna butter it
So just.
so that when you can use a napkin if you don't wanna get your hands dirty.
Thank you.
It's prim and proper. So we're just gonna butter the whole inner surface of our pan so that when we bake or loaf, it doesn't stick,
Right.
right?
I knew this.
You're gonna get, if you don't want to use butter, you can use the olive oil spray. That works
You can
as
use
well.
Pam. What's the name?
Yes, Pam. Pam spray oil.
Is that good enough,
This
chef?
is perfect.
It's perfect.
Wonderful. All right, so our pan is ready. All you're gonna do, so easy, guys. We're gonna put a layer of the bread down and then add our other ingredients.
Okay.
So it's like a layering, just like a lasagna. With the regular bread pudding, they just put the bread in, pour the custard in with the cinnamon and the spice and stuff, and bake it. It's so simple. And then they pour the sauce over it. But
Okay.
for this one, we're going to prep our ingredients of our ackee here. Canned ackee, already pre-cooked.
So we're saying that this ackee is Walkerswood Jamaican ackee in brine.
Exactly.
So chef, how does it compare to our regular ackee that we just pick from the tusk? What is it? A tusk? What is it? What is it in?
A pod.
A pod.
The ackee pod.
And boil it versus this.
Yeah, that's a good question, and it's something that Jamaicans hotly debate.
Yes.
I actually think it's a really good product. You just have to be mindful of how to prepare it. So because it's cooked very well, it's very soft. You would do this in applications where you just add it to a dish.
Right.
So I'm not really gonna cook this. I'm not gonna add any heat to it. I'm not gonna saute it. This is cooked. It's ready to go.
But the good thing about it is that they actually come whole. It's not like broken into pieces.
But they are, if you feel it, they're really soft.
Okay.
More softer than what you'd boil it at home, because it has to be pasteurized.
Okay.
All right.
So if I'm doing ackee and saltfish
saltfish?
at home, I'd start with the saltfish first and then add this and do a
Cook
stirring.
up the saltfish,
and we're
make
done.
sure everything done, and then you gingerly just top it off with your ackee, because it's very soft.
Okay.
So that's a trick with these. You don't want to freeze this, nothing.
That's some chef tips for you
It
for
will
your
get
canned
mushy.
ackee. Right. Okay. But I mean, if it's gonna be in the bread pudding, we don't mind mushy.
No, not
Okay.
at all.
Great.
Well, you're thinking, girl. All right, so we're gonna prep some sweet peppers. You can. What other vegetables would you put in here?
Well, I like the colorful aspect. So
Yeah.
definitely the sweet pepper. I would do the red. I would do the green and the yellow, just for the reggae vibe. Jamaican heroes. You said it's a Heroes Day.
Yes, we're paying homage to our culture.
So I would use all of those colors.
Okay.
Scallion. We can put scallion in there, right?
Yes, we can. I have that. So we're just gonna
Thyme.
pour it. You just cut it in half like this. Yes, definitely thyme.
Scotch bonnet. Can it be a little bit peppery?
Yes, it can.
Okay.
I think pepper really works nicely with ackee because it's so fatty and rich. The spice from the pepper, especially Scotch bonnet with the floral notes, it definitely complements it very well.
It's true.
Here we go with our sweet peppers.
So just one color? I thought it was, oh, but the ackee is yellow.
I have green
and we have the thyme, and we have, what is that, spinach, baby spinach?
I have some basil there.
Basil.
Some fresh herbs to go with it, apart from the thyme. So we just cut our sweet peppers into strips like this, and just cube it. Small, cute cubes. You don't have to worry about it being perfect. Just rough chop it. We'll have our sweet peppers. Let's put that to the side, and let's get some scallions.
Scallion.
And then we're gonna add our powder seasonings after.
Okay.
The brown stuff. So let me grab
I think I put it there.
here. Got a big one.
Wow. That's a healthy stock of scallion.
Yeah. But actually, this is more of a leek.
A leek?
Believe it or not. No, I just grabbed this because I just thought it looked pretty and I wanted a variation.
It does look pretty and healthy.
Yeah.
And we get that in the MegaMart produce aisle, right?
You want to taste?
I can just taste it like that? Let me try.
So it has a peppery, it's a little more peppery than regular scallion, but it tastes like scallion. Can you not fake your disagreeable?
It's good. It's good. It's strong.
It's strong, but it's gonna complement our akis very well.
I can just imagine the flavor that this will bring out.
Yeah, no, chefs definitely recommend you taste your individual ingredients as much as possible, so you can familiarize yourself with the profile of it, the notes, the aromas, how hot it is.
So the colors are coming together: yellow, green, red. I see it.
So let's
see the vision.
So let's do some layering. You can sprinkle some of this on there. Go ahead. So let's grab. So we're gonna do a layer of herbs there. I'm gonna whip up the eggs.
I think I want to do the. This is how you do it. This is how you do it.
The salt bay motion.
Chefing.
Yes.
Right, and then this. All right. I like these easy recipes. It means I can try them at home.
Exactly.
And not burn down the house.
So you want to preheat your oven before you start this, right?
Everything, all of these?
Unless, let's save some for on top.
Okay, great.
So this is the first layer. I'm gonna break 3 eggs for this recipe. And make a basic custard. A custard is just a mixture with eggs and milk or some form of liquid.
Okay.
And it's also the base for ice cream.
Really?
You know, yeah, ice cream is a custard. Of course, you have the egg-free versions.
Oh, it was just, so in regular ice cream there are eggs?
Yeah, it's a custard.
I did not know this.
Mixture of cream and eggs.
Okay. Thank you, Chef Sam. You're just dropping the knowledge. You see, we're learning. It's a learning process.
All right, so we're gonna whip our eggs. You wanna do it?
With this fork?
You got a fork. If you don't have a whisk, you can use a fork.
This is the technique?
Whip it harder.
I don't want to make a mess.
Put your back into it. So tilt it this way.
Okay, there we go.
And really just make everything homogenized. Make sure the yolk is fully incorporated. All right, so that looks good. I'm gonna add some cream. So you wanna whip it first before you add the cream, because if you whip cream, you're gonna add air to it.
And it's gonna become whipped cream?
Or butter, if you go along. So you whip the eggs first, and then we're gonna add about 1/2 cup of cream, so it's decadent, it's rich.
That's heavy cream, right?
Yeah. You can use milk as well.
Okay.
Can you use nut milk? I don't know.
Can I use condensed milk?
No.
Okay, I'm asking for the persons that are watching, because we all have condensed milk at home. You need to be specific.
It's a little bit too sweet. So you just pour it in, give it a gentle, just a stir, and then we're just gonna add some more seasonings. So
that's it?
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay.
Some black pepper, just a couple pinches. You know, we like our spice. A little salt. All right.
What's this?
I got some pimento powder. I love pimento with ackee. Got some onion powder.
And
I'm gonna add some cayenne pepper. Let's give it a stir again. All right, so let's finish assembling this of our egg. Custard here.
Queso.
So I'm gonna add some cheese. This is a cheddar jack.
Cheddar jack.
Yeah.
So pepper jack and cheddar.
Yes.
I know things.
So we're gonna sprinkle some here. The cheese is gonna melt all over it. It's gonna be
gooey. It's gonna be so exciting.
It's gonna mix the flavors together, the creaminess of the cheese.
Okay,
and the ackee. Oh, and the pepper.
And the ackee.
Ready for the ackee, guys? The star.
Is it though? Is it?
Well, it's gonna have a prominent flavor.
All right. I'm not going to knock it until I taste it.
Yes. Bacon.
Yes.
So I do it in layers because you want to get like a bite of everything when you cut through the bread, you know?
Right, yes. Makes sense.
All right, so another layer of bread.
I'm not going to throw out my bread, the ends of my bread anymore. I'm going to try these things.
Make bread pudding. Christmas is coming up. You can make this for your family,
Christmas
for
dinner.
Christmas breakfast.
Yes.
Or you can hire me to make it for you, you know.
That too.
Catering. But the inspiration is there.
Okay.
More bacon.
Spread that bacon.
Yeah.
We want all the bacon in there. All of it.
You can use saltfish as well. Saltfish, I like saltfish quiche with ackee. It tastes good.
Well, that makes sense. It would be like ackee and saltfish and bread.
Yeah. There you go. It's clicking now, right?
Yeah.
Am I missing anything?
I wouldn't be able to tell you.
More cheese, yes. You know what? Let me add the cheese after. So what you need to do now,
Pour in your custard.
very gently. So you're gonna get it into the nooks and crannies. Just make sure you're careful with it because it will spill. All right, so you just pour it in. Woo! You see? You see what I'm talking about? Because it's so viscous, it's not gonna run down easily. So you just wanna use a fork and just ease stuff out of the way and pour it in.
It gets into the
Gravity's gonna push it to the bottom. Yep.
I love the look of it already.
I know.
Leave it to Chef Sam to get me excited about something that I was a little bit apprehensive about. That's a
Skeptical,
good chef.
right?
Yeah.
There we go.
And all right, so then we
can add more cheese just to kind of bring everything together now.
Yeah, it's because it would glue it together, right?
Yeah.
When it's
so
melted.
when it bakes in the oven, we're gonna put it in the oven. My oven is on right now. Can you guys see my invisible oven? It's here. 350 is good. We're gonna bake this for 45 minutes so that everything.
You have to preheat it for how long? The oven?
Well, based on your oven, how long it preheats for.
Okay.
Better yet, so you can do this in an air fryer.
You can put it in the air fryer?
Yes. If your air fryers can hold this.
Oh wow. And MegaMart has some nice air fryers. You can check them out.
Sorry guys, can you tell us I love cheese?
I love cheese too. I don't mind.
You can use goat cheese. You could use jack, mozzarella, Parmesan for the top.
Okay.
But definitely a melty cheese. And this is it, guys.
This is it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we're gonna stick it in the oven now. All right, so it smells so good. Ta-da! This is how it looks. Crusty, cheesy, ackee, bacony. And then I got some of this Belcourt honey and ginger sauce to go with it. Adds a touch of sweetness, a bit of gingery, that tartness in there. Perfect. You slice this up.
Get that knife, I am ready.
Just get a bread knife, you just cut into it.
Ooh.
And look at that.
Look at the softness
One
in the
pot
middle.
meal.
Yes, it looks good.
Ackee and bacon loaf.
It looks good.
Yeah. Wrap this up, take it in the car, eat it on the go, breakfast, brunch, even dinner.
And this is a snack. I like it.
Yeah. So we're gonna taste?
Yes, please.
I will taste.
All right.
Yeah. You want sauce or are you good?
It's a winner. My face is not made up. It's not made up. I love it.
So good. MegaMart could actually make this and sell it on the shelves. Ackee loaf, what do you think?
It really tastes good. It really does taste really good. I love it. So guys, you can try this at home. You can follow Chef Sam at
Chef Samantha George on Instagram.
And you can follow MegaMart on all socials at MegaMart Jamaica.
Come and shop and cook, guys. Bye.
Take care.
Thank you.